Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live with a dinosaur? Well, let's find out more about them. Hello everyone, I am Ibrahim here and I am going to teach you about dinosaurs. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live with dinosaurs? Well, first let's find out more about them. First, we're going to talk about what is a dinosaur. Well, dinosaur means terrible lizard, and every dinosaur that the name ends in saurus means lizard. So take an example of, let's say, the Tyrannosaurus Rex over here. Saurus means lizard and Tyrannosaurus Rex means tyrant lizard king. Now let's go into detail more and find out about the dinosaurs. First, we're going to cover the Microraptor. It weighed less than 4 pounds. It is the smallest dinosaur ever. This little dinosaur had feathers and wings. It did not fly like a bird, but it can glide through the dinosaur jungle like a kite. The dinosaurs lived millions and millions of years ago. Even the first human wasn't there, just dinosaurs. They lived in times called Jurassic, and the Cretaceous. Let's go to the next dinosaur called Micropachycephalosaurus. It is the mystery dino. Scientists know very little about the mysterious dinosaur. Micropachycephalosaurus is a long name, but it is the smallest dinosaur ever to live. Micropachycephalosaurus may have lived in the forest. It could hide there from bigger animals that might want to eat it, like the velociraptor over here and there. The velociraptor had 3 claws. The velociraptor uses its third claw to pin down its prey, like the Micropachycephalosaurus that we just talked about. The velociraptor has super sharp teeth, so if you try to play fetch with it, it will probably want to eat your hand. Now let's move on to the next dinosaur named Heterodontosaurus. This dinosaur had very, very weird teeth. Heterodontosaurus had 3 different kinds of teeth. The teeth in front of its mouth were small, sharp and pointed. Those teeth were good for biting off leaves. Heterodontosaurus had big, flat teeth in the back of the mouth. Those teeth were good for chewing. Did you know that males might have shown their fangs to enemies to scare them away? Did you know that not everything in the world, in the dinosaur kingdom, are dinosaurs? Like this big thing at the back is called a mosasaurus. People think that this is a dinosaur, but it's actually not. It is actually called a marine reptile because dinosaurs have legs. And this mosasaurus over here has flippers, so it can swim in the water and catch fish when it's hungry. Now I'm going to talk about herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. First we're going to talk about herbivores. This Diplodocus over here has a really long neck for reaching up to the tall trees. Over here we have a big dinosaur called Brachiosaurus. It is so heavy that even the strongest person in the world cannot lift up its leg. It is featured in the film Jurassic Park, and it has a very long neck like the Diplodocus over here. It is a herbivore that only eats plants or fruits, and maybe sometimes moss. But unlike the Diplodocus over here, the Brachiosaurus can't stand on its 2 back legs, but other dinosaurs like the Diplodocus can. Now we're going to talk about carnivores. Carnivores eat meat, which means other dinosaurs, insects and lizards. Like this velociraptor over here, It has 3 claws on its foot, but one of them is bent because it uses them to catch small dinosaurs. Velociraptor is a super speedy dinosaur, and it is kind of small. It has feathers all over its body, from its head to the tail. So it is also featured in Jurassic Park, like the Brachiosaurus. Did you know that carnivores had super sharp teeth? I read this fact in a book. Did you know the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex had teeth the size of a banana? Wow, that is shocking. This dinosaur was also featured in Jurassic Park. The first dinosaur that people ever know was this dinosaur. The toy version was featured in Toy Story. Now, you might be thinking, what is an omnivore? What do they eat? Meat, plants, baby dinosaurs? Well, in fact, they actually eat both. Like the Ornithomimus, it was actually a prosauropod because it was an ancestor of the long-necked dinosaurs like the Diplodocus or the Mamentosaurus, which we are going to talk about a bit later. The Ornithomimus did not have any teeth. It was toothless, fully toothless. So it used its mighty jaws to crush down on its food it ate, like the plants, the mosses, the eggs and insects. It didn't eat big dinosaurs like the Parasaurolophus over here, which had a long crest on its head for maybe showing off or making a sound. So now we're going to talk about the dinosaurs in general. First we'll start off with the ones we already know, and then we're going to go up and upper level. So first we're going to talk about the T-Rex that everyone knows. So the T-Rex had teeth the size of a banana. It was everyone's favorite dinosaur. It was the first ever dinosaur to be known. The real name is Tyrannosaurus Rex, but for short it's actually T-Rex, because T stands for Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaurus Rex had small arms, but it cannot pick up anything at all. It was a ferocious dinosaur, but the next dinosaur we're going to meet was an enemy of the Tyrannosaurus. The Triceratops had 3 horns, and it had 800 little teeth. Like this size, you will not believe it. A human only has 32 teeth, but this massive chunky dinosaur had 800. Imagine how long a dentist visit will be. This dinosaur had a big frill to protect itself from an Allosaurus or maybe even a Velociraptor. Talking about Velociraptors, there was this famous battle of a Velociraptor and a Protoceratops. There was a famous fight against 2 Velociraptors and a Protoceratops. And guess who won? None of them. They both died from their wounds and were buried in sand. Over millions and millions of years, the earth has changed. There is one particular place called Pangaea, and then all of the continents, South America, Europe, Antarctica, they were all stuck together until millions and millions of years later. Pangaea began to break apart into small little countries that we live in right now. Now we're going to talk about another long-necked dinosaur, the Mamentosaurus. It was a bit like Brachiosaurus, but its neck was a bit longer. And like the Brachiosaurus, it did not stand up on its hind legs. Did you know that the Mamentosaurus had a very long neck? It was as long as almost 5 or 6 giraffes' necks. That is a shocking fact to know. Even a Brachiosaurus's neck is not that long. It was featured in another Jurassic Park movie, but in the second one. Now we're going to talk about the clawed beast, the Rhinoceros. Over here, this dinosaur was featured in the very new movie that came out last year. This dinosaur was featured in Jurassic World Dominion. When I went to watch it, it was so good. You need to go watch that movie. Anyways, this dinosaur had long claws as long as 3 books. That is shocking. Did you know that even though it looks like a carnivorous dinosaur, it was actually a herbivore that fed on plants and maybe even trees? Maybe scientists say that this might be a prosauropod as well. It had a not long neck, but still long. But Diplodocus and other dinosaurs had longer necks. Prosauropods are ancestors of the sauropods, which are also known as long-necked dinosaurs. For now, I'm just going to round up my presentation here, and I'm going to talk about 10 dinosaur names and what they are, like herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. So first, it's a Styracosaurus, which is a herbivore, the Allosaurus, which is a carnivore, the Rhamphorhynchus, which is not a dinosaur as well, which is a fishivore. Do you know what a fishivore is? It's a dinosaur or creature that eats fish, which is maybe like a carnivore. And then the next one is Spinosaurus. Maybe some people know that. It's a carnivore / fishivore as well. The Herrerasaurus, which is a carnivore. Did you know that Herrerasaurus was actually the first dinosaur to live on planet Earth? Anyways, there is Euoplocephalus, which is the hardest dinosaur name to pronounce. Even I couldn't say it. Hyungosaurus, which is a herbivore. And then we have a Triceratops, which some people know about. And then we have a Rabachisaurus, which is a herbivore. And the final one is Deinonychus, which is a carnivore. Deinonychus means that claw. Well, this is the end of my presentation now. If you want to learn more about dinosaurs, you can maybe go to the Paradise Wildlife Park or the Natural History Museum. The Natural History Museum is in London, in central London. And if you haven't seen any dinosaur movie, you must go and watch them. And if you want to learn more from me, I'll set up a class maybe. And then you can come and visit. Well, that's just the end of my presentation now. Hope you enjoyed it and thank you for listening. Bye bye. Like this. It is so long that it might be as long as baby.
Is that a fact? Did you just make that up?
I was supposed to say banana. I was supposed to say banana.
Well, say it again.
Remember that fact.
Yeah, well, say it again and say it's a fact I've read in a book, and then say what the fact is. After 3, 1, 2.
A banana is almost the size of my finger.
It's not the size of your finger. Don't talk nonsense.
Oh my God, I don't know my sizes.